You guys want to start this puppy up?
Let's do it.
All right, Gary, you're not here. So I talked to Gary. Gary wanted I helped him a little bit because he wanted to take RJ. And I was like, dude, don't take RJ. Like, there's no chance. There's 100% chance you're getting back in the next round. And so he wasn't sure. And I was like, it deserves to be DeJounte. Like, and that's who he took. So let's explain this a little bit more for the people listening, just how this worked. So it started when Dink actually was claiming all these guys on the podcast with Fan, and I was like, hey, we should do that. That sounds like a fun thing to do. I was fucking wrong about that, so yeah, it's basically just guys we're going to talk about all year to say, hey, that's my guy. You know, for Flag Plant, my guy. For rookies that are blowing up, my guy. Guys who are flopping, that's your guy. Like all that stuff. So it's just a bunch of like chalk trash. I thought it was a great idea, but I'm the one who's getting all the trash talk on him. But I'm ready for it, though. I'm ready for it. So, yeah, he took DeJounte Murray. And, shout out to me. I made a little slideshow here with all the picks you'll see. So I made a little spreadsheet and dropped in each pick and a little slideshow. So that's how it goes.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. We're proud of you.
I get the, Mike is the silver of the NBA. Dude, I did this. I had the slick sheet with the conditional formatting, video edit, podcast edit. I'm talking myself up now because I know I'm about to get ripped. So let's do that. All right. So the first thing that happened. I got 6, and I was like, oh man, please God, don't give me 6th, and I get 6th. And Fan gets I knew Fan was going to take. So Fan, who are you picking at number 2?
Well, look, I wanted to make a statement right away, and I think this is my guy draft. This isn't about drafting the best players or drafting superstars. I want to get in on the ground level with these guys before they fully break out, to stake my claim on my guys. I'm not here trying to draft all-stars, superstars who've already blown up, have all the accolades, have millions of fans. Because they're pretty much everyone's guy at that point. So what better way to make a statement and get in on the ground floor than to draft someone who has not played a single NBA game yet? And that is Jalen Williams. As a proud Santa Clara University alumni, we have Steve Nash, we have Brandon Chastain, we have Kurt Rambis, Shamar Moore, and Jalen Williams. This guy can play all the positions. He's flashed some point guard skills already during preseason. I think he's in line for a starting job sooner rather than later. I'm all in on Jalen Williams, clearly. Took him 2nd overall, while all these guys are taking, all-stars early. I'm taking a guy that's coming off the bench. So, I had to listen to the spaces last night, and the audacity of Gallagher to sit on the spaces with Adam Schefter and listen to him repeatedly call Jalen Williams my guy.
I mean, that's a fine. That's a fine.
Well, Schefter was calling him because I knew you were going to roast me. Schefter was calling him my guy.
I feel like we need to institute a rule here. I think it's a $50 fine. $50 fine at any point in the year.
Yes.
If you are caught on any sort of broadcast referencing a player that is not your guy as your guy.
Yes.
Are you trying to make me go poor? Like, come on.
$50 fine.
Yes.
Now, it has to be a guy that someone else in the draft has.
Look.
So Gallagher, you can reference the rest of like 11 through 18 on the OKC roster that didn't get drafted. Yeah. You can have them all, buddy. But if they are drafted in this draft, if they are someone else's guy in this draft, $50 fine. If you announce it.
Gallagher's technically correct that he wasn't the one calling Jalen Williams my guy, but you were complicit. You let Schefter.
Yeah, you got to interrupt Schefter. You got to be like, listen, Shefty, I know you're saying he's my guy.
Yes.
He's Justin Fan's guy.
Yes. I mean.
Man, do you have a burner list? Because I didn't see you on there. I was looking for you. You have a burner account listening to me talk about other players. Like,
you know what?
What's going on there?
You know what was happening? Schefter kept referencing Mike Gallagher's guy, and Gallagher's just checking the spaces. His fan here. Oh my God! Fans here. I'm in trouble.
He thinks the coast is clear, but I got my little birdies everywhere.
Oh my God!
So on a Dink. I think I had my spiel. We'll save some of the
more coming.
Gallagher later.
So
yeah,
if you this is where I did leverage, my power. Right. In this situation. the back half of the draft, all people that I oversee here on the Established Run NBA team, and I had a good feeling that they all feared for their jobs if they took any one particular big man. So I had a feeling I could let him slide to round 2, who, if you have followed me, has always and will always be my guy. But I wanted to lay claim to number 2 in my heart with my number 1 pick, and that is who should have been the number 1 pick in last year's draft. Really should have been the number 2 pick. Wasn't that either. Evan Mobley, for the Cleveland Cavaliers, my rookie of the year. My guy, Evan Mobley, taking a big step forward this year for hashtag our Cavs. My guy, Evan Mobley.
Let's go. This year's defensive player of the year.
Oh, yeah, baby. Existence. Oh, yeah. 25-1. We've got some long shots in on my guy, Evan Mobley.
Love it.
I did take Jokic at 228 in a 30-man team when he was a rookie. So say that.
Look at you. Are you just trying to accrue fines already?
I didn't say it was my guy.
The season starts.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying you should appreciate me being, because I love Jokic, man. But I wouldn't do that to you. me calling Jokic my guy would tilt you. I can't even do it.
Oh yeah, you would be fired immediately.
Yeah.
Fined and fired.
Fined and fired. All right, thank.
Yeah, I mean, this one was easy. Definitely wanted a Cav on the squad. Obviously, coming from Ohio, need to stay strong in my roots. Get that base established, and no one better to go with than DG, the PG, and Darius Garland. Going to be throwing lobs all over the place to a later guy. The subtle tease here with for Ohio, and obviously love what they got there with Mobley. Saw Fox Sports Cleveland tweet out Okoro sinking a couple corner threes in the row. Okoro's just going to be pitching a tent in the corner, knocking down threes from Garland all year. So yeah, I mean, love Garland, just absolute baller. Hope he can stay healthy again. Had a lot of shoulder. Had to shoulder a lot of usage last year. Hopefully that's dispersed a bit this year. We had those stretches where we were projecting him 37, 38 minutes. Hopefully that'll come down a bit this year. But yeah, I mean, love Garland. Just great guy to watch. Top tier draft outfit. If you recall his the interesting little suit he wore to draft night. I mean, just no bad things to say about Darius Garland.
Love to see it. Your guy Darius Garland is blowing up the preseason slate tonight. 23, 5, and 12.
Yeah.
Darius Garland tonight.
Yeah, get used to it.
Baby.
My guy, get used to it.
All right, so my guy is a guy that we took in the underdog streets. And, Gallagher was saying, this and that about he likes this player. But he didn't end up with this player, all right,
Nope.
because he drew the 6th slot in this draft. And I'm playing game theory, knew that if I let this man slip, that Gallagher was going to take him. So, And the thing is, the only reason I'm on here is because of best ball. All right. So my thing is I'm going to take guys that I love taking on underdog. All right. Because I think that they can deliver value. They can beat their ADPs on underdog. So that's going to be a theme for me throughout the night. And I put my money where my mouth is. So I have wagers out on all my guys, including the first guy for MVP, and that is Dame Dollar. All right. So what we're going to do now is the usage is Dame has had the abdominal surgery for 2 years. He's coming back. He's rested. There's nobody else to take the shots. So it's going to be Dame Dollar. Bet him an MVP right now. It's still good odds. It's a long shot MVP, so you get good odds too. And it's a guy that in best ball, look, I mean, there's some guys that are going ahead of him that he's going to outperform. He's going to deliver more value than Steph Curry. I like him. You could even take him above LaMelo now with the injury. And I like him over a lot of those constructions where guard, wing guard, big wing, big guard. I like Damian Lillard a lot, so my guy Damian Lillard, and I got money on it for MVP.
Dame's
Hey,
gonna
Clap, guess who my first MVP bet was?
Who's that?
Damian Lillard.
You,
Plus
so you bet on my
101.
guy.
I bet on your guy, yeah, at 101 back in July.
Dame.
I didn't say it was mine.
Dame's gonna play some stupid minutes this year. We got Chauncey Billups playing him deep into the third quarter in the second leg of a back-to-back in the preseason. Like, my goodness.
Yeah.
He's got a path to be MVP. So, so Gallagher, is put money on my guy. So I feel a little bit better too.
Yep. So let it be known that Gary, I would have considered DeJounte. Gary took him. Fan took Jalen Williams purely knowing because I was going to take him.
We're well aware that all 72 players drafted you would have considered.
Dig
hurts you not to say my guy Jalen Williams right there. I thought you would.
I'm over it. I'm trying drinking. So Dink didn't take Jokic and took Mobley because he knew I could take him. Dank knows I like Garland, but that was not a Mike pick. And then Claff literally just told you that he picked Lillard because he knew he had to snipe me. So it's going rough here. But I'm pretty good with it. I'm doing a lot of season-long content, and there's a guy I've been wanting to take. I'm leaning into that for my first pick, who I had to take. I didn't want anybody else to have him. It's a guy I talked about all season. It's a guy Schefter has. It's a guy I have. It's on in my 30-man team. It's a guy Dink and I have together. It's a guy I talk about all the time. He's 19 years old. The bid equity is too good. I'm not letting anyone else take Jason Tatum. So I don't care. I love Jason Tatum. He's one of my favorite players. So I had to do it for the season-long value there. But maybe it was a little bit minus EV to do that. But I had to do it for the brand. My season-long brand is still a part of me. So passing on Jason Tatum would just be wrong.
So now to roast Gallagher even further. Would anyone on this stream have taken Jason Tatum in any of their picks?
I'm aware of that. No.
I
had to do it for the brand.
I'd have taken him in the last round. I swear, I would have taken him.
I know. I'm aware.
Look at
this is how you bungled the draft. You got to read the room,
theory.
Gallagher.
Class thinking game theory, 3 steps ahead, and Gallagher's just playing checkers. It's fine.
I'm playing. You got to play the brand game, man. Like, it's all about branding sometimes. We got no money in this thing. Like, you guys got big egos.
We're gonna have a lot of money on this thing by the end of the year. You can't do $50
the
a pop.
fines, baby.
Yeah, I have to Is there a way on Slack to literally take out the word "my guy" when you type? Is there some sort of plugin for that? Because I've got to figure out how to do that.
I'm setting notifications for the word "guy."
I'm gonna start tweeting out the Gallagher fines from Underdog NBA.
Oh my god! What if I learn another language? And I say my guy in another language? Is that still okay or no?
It's all the same. It's all the same.
Okay.
You're done.
Or sign. What if I just do sign language when I'm doing streams?
You're done.
All right. So, I'm getting roasted for my next pick and another one for the brand. And I'm surprised, Fan tried to roast me for this pick. Guess who went the F off last night? It's a guy who I love. It's a guy who the machine loves. Maybe that tilted me to pick him, but I love this guy. I talk about him all the time. Desmond Bane. Had to make him my guy. He's going to blow up this year. Love him. So
we got to hear the voice, Gallagher. We got to hear your Bane voice. That's half the fun of letting you draft him.
Yeah. Hey, Fan, do you feel in charge? No. But I had to take Desmond Bane. I thought Claff may take him, but I think Claff may have had to pick. So I was worried about Claff taking him.
I think Claff might have been the only other one that would have taken him.
Yeah.
But
I would have strongly considered Bane in round 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured he wasn't making it back.
I don't think he was getting back to you.
Yeah. Everyone loves Desmond Bane, but I knew Tatum was a minus EV moon to win the draft. But I didn't care. I had to do it for the brand, man. People go up by ranks and stuff, and I talk about Tatum too much. That if I didn't take him first, it'd just be poor branding.
Bane,
maybe Leviton would approve.
Bane notoriously on muscle watch since the day he was born.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, he was born in the dark, molded by it. All right. Claff. And we should note that the positions are it's just a weak guideline. We put underdog positions just so you're not going all bigs or mixing it up a little bit. I thought add a little layer to it that it was a little bit of strategy.
Just a little spoiler here. Dink went way to the book with the positions. I just drafted like my favorite guys early on. I'm like, look over at Dink, and he has like this well balanced roster. Like shit, like I'm like way behind.
My team is ready. My team is ready to work in any format, whatever format you guys want to come up with. My team is ready to work.
All right, Clef.
So, all right, for
this
me,
this is a good one.
For me, like I had to take the most hated player in the history of NBA DFS. All right, because he's rested. He didn't play anything last year. He's listed as questionable on the injury report right now with a chip on his shoulder. All right, but I had to do it anyways because from an underdog perspective, this is a dude that can compete with Jokic and Embiid, and not a lot of other people can. You can bet him for MVP right now at plus 6,000, and you can get limited to $2.45 if you have my DK account. All right,
$2.45. That's all it takes him to go to the locker room. Okay.
Oh shit! All right, but it's my guy, Anthony Davis, the Brown.
This was another Tatum-esque pick.
Yeah,
literally no.
Yeah, this was Tatum.
He's taking Anthony Davis in the year 2022.
It's not even for branding though. Like you don't want to be branded Anthony Davis.
This is worse.
Like Clap, you're not going to come to work tomorrow.
That's fair, man. But you know what? We play to win the game. All right. So
wait. Be careful. Don't laugh too hard, Clap. You might
Shit, I'm getting too
That's
comfortable.
embarrassing.
Clap. He falls to like round 4. Clap.
I for sure wouldn't have drafted him. Like no, if we went like 20 rounds,
He is my mortal enemy. Like
there's no way anyone would
for
take
half
him.
the tweets I've ever sent out on Underdog NBA and Finalizing NBA. It's I would never ever take him.
There's no way. No.
We're
All
just
right,
playing
Dank.
first, baby.
Dank.
Better pick coming up here than
Let's go.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I mean this. My fantasy and strategies are often just buying low, and no better time to buy low than when the player did not see a single second on the court last season. I'm going, with who I think is going to be one of the most exciting players in the NBA this season. Excited about the Pelicans in general. So I'm just going to go with Mr. Zion Williamson as my second guy. It's I also am a sucker for lefties. I don't know about you guys, but like I've always kind of wanted to be a lefty. Just the edge there is great. No one's expecting it. You can just always get that first step off. And I'm just pumped to watch Zion play this year. Just going to be some absolute highlights coming from him. And not too much else to say. Just an absolute baller.
I'm gonna tell Gallagher the same thing I told you on the pod. Don't let the spreadsheet versions like Dink put you down. I mean, we're all in on the Zion train. Let's
not all of us.
This is all about fun and just I had dreams of Darius Garland throwing lobs to Zion. No discount to Jared Allen, but just think about that. That's just gorgeous.
I'm already tilted at playing Zion tonight and only getting a half when I had him projected. For
it's perfect. It's perfect.
I'm already tilted.
Oh, guess what? Zion Williamson, right on time, will not return left ankle soreness.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's
literally just happened.
It's the preseason, man.
It's always a
not
thing.
all right for Dink.
I
gotta do a friendly roast here because he has a 17 ADP on Underdog. He has plus 2,200 odds to win MVP, which is like 1/3 Anthony Davis. Like everybody's excited for Zion Williamson.
It's absurd.
All right. So, including me, but I'm very excited.
I don't want to see him get hurt, but I also don't want to see him take all of my money this season. So I'm very torn on the type of season I'm looking for from Zion. It's a very thin margin I'm trying to thread the needle on. I do want to note, Andrew noted that AD is the locker room staff's guy.
Mm-hmm.
So Clap, welcome to the locker room staff. My number 2 pick is only number 2 on the spreadsheet, number 1 in my heart, number 1 everywhere else. Number 2 in 2-time MVP, Nikola Jokic, always been my guy, always will be my guy. And I'm going double big to start, just announcing my presence with authority in the post.
Leading into that Mobley 3-point shooting and the extra ball handling and the on-ball defense and the rim protection.
We here, baby. We here.
Yeah, and we all deferred to Dink here just because we have made some nice cash backing his MVP bets on Jokic. So it's only right to pay it forward in this manner.
You know what?
And we don't want to get fired.
Next year, as the only non-ETR employee here, I'm the only one that has zero fear to snipe. So if we do this again, Dink, and I'm picking 4 through 6 on the other side of the snake, don't think you're gonna get away.
I would never. I would never. I knew it. Once you took Jalen Williams, I was like, I'm in the clear. I'm in the clear.
All right.
All right. Who else did you good?
All right. My number 2 pick is when the 2020 NBA draft was going on, and I was live tweeting it. I said this guy was a steal of the draft when he fell to 12. Was kind of half in, half out. And then when he got traded out of the basketball hellhole that is the Sacramento Kings, I was all in. And we saw this guy down the stretch of the season playing for a Pacers team when Malcolm Brogdon was taking PTO with all the other guys. They were taking hard. Halliburton had no talent around him, and he upped his usage rate to 20% and shot 52, 40, and 85. This guy is the sterling mark of efficiency. He's one of the most intelligent players in the league, and in his second year has almost mastered the point guard position. So I'm all in on Tyrese Halliburton here. We'll go double guard to start.
As someone who said they want to get on the ground floor, guy was like first round value next year, but yeah, go off.
To be fair, no one's watching the Kings or the Pacers, like his popularity is not where it should be relative to his production.
That's for damn sure. I still one of the biggest what ifs of the last 5 years in the NBA is what if Phoenix just drafted Tyrese Halliburton?
Oh man, yeah.
What if they just did that?
What if they took Luka too?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a lot of what ifs for Luka.
Yeah,
but man, the Halliburton one was almost.
And now he's teammates with Halliburton.
The Luka one's obviously the worst, but the Halliburton was almost as bad as Luka. Like Jalen Smith, like get out of here.
Yeah, it's very like Jalen Smith. Halliburton's very Jalen Rieger.
Justin Jefferson
and Justin Jefferson, right?
Yeah.
Like
you
whip this pick, and now they're teammates.
Yeah,
when you have a bad owner, it's almost impossible to win.
Yeah,
when you're drafting Nick Stauskas, I mean, come on.
All right, Gary's not here. I guess I'll just do it. Gary, he took RJ, like Nick's boy. No one's
Gary could have taken RJ in the last round. Another
Yeah.
pick that I don't think anybody was taking. Am I
But
wrong?
leading into
Is
the
anybody else
brand,
on RJ?
no,
I don't know.
absolutely
Lefty.
not.
Lefty.
Oh, lefty Tank.
Oh yeah. Wait, Dank, you're not lefty,
Dank's
right?
the Knicks fan this year. Dank's like the Knicks. The Knicks have finally assembled my dream.
That's right.
Brunson, Randall, and RJ.
Brunson. Let's go.
No, I just took an older version of RJ Barrett.
There was no circumstance I would have taken RJ Barrett.
0, yeah.
So,
I have him ranked
Good
like
for the brand.
170th in 9 category fantasy leagues.
Doing it for the brand. I get it, but definitely no one was going to pick him. John Morant, a guy who, if I had like an anti my guy draft, he would be probably my first pick. I'm just not into John Morant this year. So,
how bad did it tilt you that he won MIP over Garland?
oh, it's so bad. Like, I don't get it. Just because he dunks, dude. Like, it's just gross.
Yeah, we had to listen to Gallagher like Garland's the true MIP. Like John Morant, the voters are so dumb. They just like him because he dunks.
It's true,
But
though.
it's true. Yeah.
I mean, you look at his stats after the break and what he did during the season. It's like not that big of a difference.
Gary's not here to
we
defend
got
himself.
one of my guys making some highlights here. A little windmill. All right, going to Fan.
Yeah, my next guy. I just want to ask Dink, who won Rookie of the Year last year? Was it Evan Mobley? Or was it?
Look, voters are gonna vote. Voters are gonna vote. I'm stopping the seal on.
I don't recall
on the Rookie of the Year vote.
Hold on. Okay,
I'm gonna lead a spreadsheet insurrection.
It is. Who did win Rookie of the Year? Not Dink's guy, Evan Mobley, but my guy, Scotty Barnes, who will, moving forward, be referred to as my guy, Point Scotty Barnes. And the ceiling is out of control here. Future star, gonna take on more ball handling responsibilities this year. Gonna leapfrog OG Anunoby in the pecking order, clearly. I love this guy's two-way potential and almost took him in the second round.
This was a straight sniping. I was so ready. And you put me in a little bit of a tailspin. God, Scotty was an amazing pick here. I think Scotty easily could have gone round 1 in this draft. I think there's many Scotty suitors on this.
Imagine taking Jason Tatum over Scotty Barnes.
Had to do it. I'm not that high on Barnes this year for fantasy, so I can't shortchange and be a fraud to all the people they're counting on the fantasy stuff for me. Got to take Tatum.
So I was set in a little bit of a tailspin here, and everybody that I wanted to take here, I thought I could get away with taking a little bit later. And so I ended up being inspired by Justin's take of one Toronto wing and that has ball handling skills, and added another Toronto wing with ball handling skills, because I'm seemingly always high on Pascal Siakam. In underdog drafts, he's my pretty typical mid to late second round target. I think he's got a great combination of floor and ceiling, the floor with all the minutes he plays. I think he's one of the guys. I actually saw, I forget who tweeted this earlier today, but they're talking about how we always want to project that wings are going to turn into Kawhi, 3-and-D guys who then become monster offensive players, and how rarely it really happens. And that maybe Siakam is one of those guys who could continue to mold into that as an isolation player. I'm just very high on Pascal. He had one bad stretch of basketball in basically his entire career, and people bailed on him, and he came back super strong last year. So I've got Pascal, top 2-round value in underdog in the points-based leagues, top 3-round value in roto leagues. I'm on him kind of everywhere this year. So Pascal Siakam, my guy.
Apparently, don't move to Tampa Bay because Pascal Siakam sucks there, and Tom Brady lost his supermodel wife because he went there. But yeah, I think he's a great player. So, sorry to anybody who lives in Tampa Bay, but solid pick. Fan, do you want to roast him for? I wasn't going to take Siakam, but I don't know.
But anybody takes That's a great question. That's a good question. I've been roasting people for this all night.
Yeah. There you go.
No.
There you go.
You should just did. So you said what you said. Did your guy that you wanted, that you were considering taking here, make it back?
I got everybody that I wanted.
Okay, good. All right.
That's not true. That's not true.
The only thing was I was trying to follow the positional stuff. So there was somebody I was considering taking here that was a big.
Of course you were following the position. Of fucking course. I didn't know the positional stuff existed until round 6 after I took 3 guards.
I was trying to follow rules because I'm a German boy that just likes to follow his rules and stay in pain inside the lines. But yeah, so that was the only thing. There's a guy that Gallagher ended up on him. That he's Gallagher's guy that I would have taken here, but it would have been 3 bigs in a row. I thought it was a little funky. So
and I got value on it too. I waited a little bit longer.
You got great value.
Oh no, you took 3 bigs.
Oh man.
Do you know in Greece they just ignore the stop sign if there's no cars there? They just keep on going.
Wait,
That's what? The way to live. That's the way to live.
In Greece, in the village.
In Greece, yeah. I was gonna say no. The Greeks they don't follow the rules. They don't pay the taxes either.
just like a minor complication that there's been like 15 sovereign defaults. Just
a minor issue. I probably should speak a little bit softer given my girlfriend is Greek. But go on, Dank.
Yeah, well, this next pick all comes down to flow. Flow on the court, flow with the hair, and who doesn't love triple doubles in OKC? So I went with Josh Giddey here. This was also a little bit of a game theory pick. I did not want Gallagher to have his pick of the OKC Thunder at the turn. No, he is a prime candidate to swoop any Thunder player up. And yeah, I mean, you can tell my first 3 picks, I'm just going for entertainment value here. Love watching Josh Giddey play. Just his feel out on the court is pretty next level for someone that's only 20 years old. Just actually happy belated birthday to Josh Giddey, turned 20 a couple days ago. So obviously SGA a little banged up, might miss the start of the season, can only boost Giddey's rates a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, just I love watching the guy play basketball. Pumped to watch him again this year. Happy to call him my guy, and love it. Let's go, Josh Giddey.
And I wasn't going to draft him. You should know that.
Incredible pick, Dank. I'm all in Josh Giddey, and I love Josh Giddey way more than SGA. Even though SGA is probably the better player, I enjoy watching Josh Giddey way more.
Yeah, he's a ball.
We saw that inbound pass that he had last night to Jalen Williams, my guy Jalen Williams, and they had this little back and forth on Twitter afterwards where people were like, "How the hell did you make that pass?" And Jalen Williams was like, "I didn't even have my eyes open; it just like fell in my hands perfectly." So Josh Giddey inbound passes are back.
Yeah, he's unreal. So fun to watch. I mean, NBA is all about entertainment, baby.
So, Fan, are you taking back your take over the summer? You're like, you think Josh Giddey's gonna be better than SGA?
Oh, like in real life?
Yeah, you said something along those lines.
I said I like Josh Giddey's game more than SGA's. It's more like
it struck me more than when you said it, but
yeah, I don't think it's a crazy take. I'm fine being on that island. I'm just that big a fan of his game.
And you know who you need to run into is are you familiar with Jeff Collins, El Jefe?
Yeah.
He is a notable Warriors fan also. Mm-hmm. Has noted on Twitter that I believe his take is that Kuminga is so far and away better than Giddey that it's laughable that people even think Giddey's good.
Where I'm at on that is that my debate with Rob Perez is that I think it's like more Kuminga versus Moses Moody than Kuminga versus Josh Giddey. That is absurd to me.
That's pretty spicy, and I don't even like Giddey that much. But all right, Claff.
I take that personally.
Got to defend your guys. Yeah.
This has been my guy like since the beginning, since he was drafted, and it's a guy that is a hometown guy for me. It's a guy that I've loved since he was drafted. He plays the game with joy. And you see this whenever you see him play. He gets the crowd fired up. He does crazy shit. He talks trash. He has so much fun playing basketball. I love watching this guy play. Also, I won the DK Best Ball Finals with this guy. This guy anchored my team, all right, for 100K. So for all of those reasons, and I bet him for MVP. And I bet him for MVP last year and the year before. I also had Jokic last year, because piggyback off of Dink's guy. But then what was tilting was the year before when I had him, when he became the front runner and then he immediately got injured. And I didn't hedge. I went to hedge and they had like closed the markets entirely. So this guy, like in my heart forever, is my guy. It's Dink's mortal enemy. It's my ABI is Joel Embiid.
Yeah, my only comment here is I would have 1,000% taken Joel Embiid ahead of Anthony Davis.
Yeah. That's what I said, and I was pushing Claff to take him because I was like, all right, I wanted him to take him in the first round because I knew he's going to probably take Dame. So I was like, all right, take him. He's your freaking avatar on our Discord. Like you got to do it for the brand, man. But I was very, very happy that he took Embiid because I loved Embiid when I did Roto World stuff. I would blurb him like regardless. He was such a fun player. But,
I did kind of like wonder though, like did I make a mistake here? Because I wanted a guy that you ended up taking, and I
Yeah.
passed him to you, and he didn't come back to me, and that was bad for me. But I did get my guy.
Did you know for sure I was going to take him? Is the question,
dude? I had I thought you were like 75% to take him.
Yeah,
I fucked up with Anthony Davis, but yeah, I mean, like, I felt bad. Just like if I had just like sniped you like 2 rounds in a row, but then Dink was like, "Don't feel bad."
No, don't feel bad. Absolutely not.
My entire objective of this draft was just to come in and ruin Gallagher's life.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to know that I have that much control over you. That's how you're going to draft. But no, that's pretty good. So yeah, I went Brand again. Again, this is fantasy draft season, so I have to lean into that. Like, that's just the way it goes. So I took Cat. Love Cat. I frequently call him my guy. Don't care. I feel like a lot of and I should note as well that on the last turn, there was no one when I picked Tatum. Like, I wasn't gonna pick any of those other guys. Like, I had zero interest in picking anybody who went after him. So, you could rip me for doing whatever I did, but it didn't hurt me. I didn't really have any desire to draft those guys. I'm not too high on them for fantasy. So took Cat, love him. Big season coming. # my Wolves. Had to make sure I get a Wolf because I'm not getting any Thunder guys. So love the Wolves. Fan, am I being too? And again, like I without once Jalen Williams went off the board, I was like, screw it, got to establish the brand. There's a couple other picks, but I'm pretty happy to call Cat my guy all year.
I'm just shocked at the Scotty Barnes, indirect slander. Like,
that's
just the amount of Scotty Barnes hype in the Slack all of last year. I just. Saying you don't even want him is I just don't understand that 180.
He's just hurt. He's hurting inside and he's
lashing out.
Well, no. So the reason why I didn't take Scotty is because I'm salty that my Mobley tickets got burned. That's why. If they didn't, I would have taken him. So maybe that's a little bit of vengeful, and maybe that tilted me. But that's why I didn't take Scotty. That's the number one reason why I didn't take Scotty.
But you're saying you wouldn't have even taken Scotty if he came back to you. Like,
no, I mean, if you I probably wouldn't have. Because I'm more of a Mobley guy. I think if you're a Mobley guy, then you really shouldn't be a Scotty guy.
Well, I can be both guys.
But Mobley wouldn't have been there. You're saying everybody after Tatum before now.
Well, no, Mobley was gone. Like, I never had a chance to pick Mobley. Like, if Mobley.
This is what I'm saying.
What are we doing here, Gallagher?
When Cat came back in this range, everybody that was after Tatum and before Cat, you wouldn't have taken over Cat. You wouldn't have even considered. Mobley's not on that list. Scotty is. So you're slandering Scotty.
I'm slandering Scotty because I love Mobley. Yeah. Like, I'm a Mobley guy. So I can't be a Scotty guy. It just isn't right. Like, it's disingenuous to have two guys like that.
This is not a thing. You can be both. I am both.
I bet both of them last year. I named my fucking team after Scotty Barnes.
I just can't do it. I was gonna Dink. So Dink knew I was gonna take Mobley, like, because I love Mobley. I think Mobley's a better player. So by taking Mobley, I would have, or by taking Barnes, I would have. Made my Mobley stance and previous content, which I care about, would make it look worse. So
look, I think we all agree Evan Mobley is the better player, but Dink paid a first-round price tag on Mobley, and Scotty Barnes fell to the third. So I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, good value for Dink.
All right,
perfect. All right,
so moving on.
Away.
I got one more. So I was pleasantly surprised. Surprised that I thought Claff was going to get me dirty 2 times in a row. He takes Dame right in front of me. I would have taken Dame probably over Tatum because I could have waited. Dame is like he's not mine. I didn't finish it, guys. Don't fucking find me. But I love Dame. I love class guy Damian Lillard. So that's right. I was there. If he would have sniped me twice, I would have cried. I would have rage quit. I would have nope. I'm running this spreadsheet. It's getting deleted. But I would Herb. Come on, Herb. If you follow me on social, I love Herb. I think he's a really, really good player. Drafted in my 30-man team last year as a rookie before he played a game. Been in on Herb since day one. He's just awesome. Not the greatest fantasy guy, but he's just so fun. I think he's really good. Love the Pelicans. I think this is the way to approach the Pelicans, is count on Herb's growth. So I'm really pumped to get Herb. No chance he would have made it back to me. I sniped Claff back. Let's go.
It was brutal, man. And if I didn't have Embiid as my ABI, I would have the sexy Herb Jones as my ABI. That pick, I think Gallagher put it on
so
Twitter.
Good.
Oh my God, dude. It's amazing. We're going to be sharing Herb gifts like all year. The tribute for his birthday that was put out by Oleg Kosel, beat writer for Pelicans. Shout out Kosel. Like perfect encounter. That was just 1 year of Herb. So I'm very excited for the growth of Herb. I definitely would have taken him here. You did get me back for the Dame snipe. So I ended up going with a guy that I also
I got to pull the Herb. Here's the Herb pick. I mean, it's just so good.
Just
like,
oh baby.
I mean, dude, how do you
draft that man?
I see. No, if I didn't get Herb and I took Tatum, I would have been tilting. I would have been tilting so hard. But got him. So that's my guy, Herb Jones.
That's your guy. So like, to recover from that, I had to draft a guy that I also put money on. I put money on the first 3 guys to win MVP. I put money on this man. This is actually my favorite bet of the entire preseason. Plus 6,500. They only limited me to $22.50. FanDuel. But plus 6,500, 6th man of the year, Spencer Dinwiddie. As soon as the news came out that he was going to come off the bench, I was looking at the 6-man market, and I think that there's maybe 2 guys that should have shorter odds than him. Jordan Poole and probably Malcolm Brogdon, because I do think that at some point maybe Christian Wood starts. And Malcolm Brogdon, he's a plus 1,100. Spencer Dinwiddie plus 6,500. Are you fucking kidding me, man? So he's down right now. He's plus 2,000 on DK Sportsbook, but still, this is a guy that is going to anchor the second unit. He's surrounded, because of the way the Mavericks have built their team. It's a bunch of guys like Reggie Bullock and Josh Green and Dorian Finney-Smith and maybe Maxi Kleber that do not take many shots. And so he's going to compile a lot of points, and he's going to come off the bench. And that's been a recipe for winning 6th man of the year. He's also a guy that I'm taking a lot on underdog. I have an overweight position because I think that he could really beat his ADP. You can get him around pick 100. So for me, after the Herb snipe, the only way to recover is to take this year's 6th man of the year, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Okay,
would anyone take Spencer Dinwiddie?
I'll do the same exercise that I did with AD. Is anybody?
Yeah. I would not. Yep.
The best part of picking next to Claff is after Dame, I did not want a single one of his players. Like I would have taken 0 of them. So it was awesome. So shout out to you, Claff.
I love Claff paying like absolute ceiling right after the news that Dinwiddie's coming off the bench for Jaden Hardy. Like I love it.
Yeah, he also might not even win 6th man on his own team if Christian Wood continues to come off the bench. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the league.
It looks like THJ is probably going to come off the bench too. I think like Jaden Hardy is what people are talking about as the guy who's been starting, and so that second unit is going to feature THJ and Christian Wood along with Dinwiddie. So we'll see.
Yeah, still good money. I mean, you can't get that price anymore.
Definitely a good price.
Yeah.
Next one for me is, I had to get a nugget in here. Obviously, couldn't get Jokic. We did this the day that Jamal Murray pulled his hammy, so I got a little gun shy on going with Murray. And I also have some family ties to the great school of Missouri. My mom went there. A bunch of my cousins went there. So I'm going with the pride of Mizzou and now the Denver Nuggets and Michael Porter Jr. Another guy I love watching play basketball, can absolutely strap. Pumped to watch him at home games this year. The Nuggets are just going to be an absolute blast to go see in person. So yeah, I had to go with MPJ. Not much else other than just love the shooting. Got the hometown ties, and not much else to say.
Would anyone take an MPJ?
No, not on the anti-vax squad.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I've always been a sucker for him. Been rooting for him his whole career. Hopefully the back injuries are subdued this season. We'll see how it goes.
You know what? I'll give my hat off to Dank, and we'll see this with the next pick. The guy is not afraid of being canceled by association.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's why I got that strong base with Garland, you know. Just gotta,
There you go, yeah.
All right.
He's taking a lot of
Zion's
shots in the
lovable.
preseason. I mean, I feel like pretty good about his health. He's playing a lot. He's taking a lot of shots. So definitely a guy that could go off.
Well, he did take a lot of shots when Jokic is sitting, but that's kind of pushing him up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I like him. I think it's I wouldn't have taken him. Would anybody have taken him?
I might have taken him. I mean, maybe. Like,
Okay.
That's
All right.
right.
This
This
is,
is all about my guys. It's not about your guys. It's about my guys.
It's true,
I
Danny.
love it. I love it.
Good
Love
point. This is one where I think I took the crowd by surprise.
Yeah, this is when he comes out.
God.
And you know, during the off season, I've been keeping a couple guys close to the vest that I'm really high on. This is not the typical player that I usually fawn over. The efficiency, to play the game the right way, do all the little things. This is some motherfucking highlight reels. Highlight reel dunks. Jaden Ivey. Rookie, Detroit Pistons. He is going to be flying at the rim. The Ja Morant comp for me that I talked about during draft season, I think is very alive with Jaden Ivey. I'm a huge Jaden Ivey fan. And one of the profiles that I usually don't draft a ton of, but I'm ahead of market on Jaden Ivey, kind of across the board. So yeah, Jaden Ivey for me, my guy.
Yeah.
Love it. I got bet on him too, plus 700 rookie of the year.
I'm still shook that you even like Jaden Ivey. I know.
Yeah,
I had no idea. You did like 18 hours of podcast ago. I had no idea you even liked him, let alone wanted him to be your guy in round 4. I'm still shook.
I was shocked. I was gonna say I was shocked. It felt like you've seen that Nathan for you. Like, I hope you're hungry for nothing. I was like that guy. I was like, what? He took Jaden Ivey. There's nothing in there. It was like surprising. And also, I believe Dinks was like, oh yeah, Mike's talking about him in Slack. I better take him. Like, oh god.
Pretty much.
Me and my big mouth, man. Like,
Pretty much.
Damn it.
I was shocked, man. Like, I
Yeah, I
really
didn't
did
see
not
that
expect that from you. I didn't know you had it in you.
In the 4th too. That aggressive.
This was the territory where I felt like Fan is on. I had 2 guys here, and I thought for sure Fan was going to be on one of them, and Ivy felt more like the guy Fan would be on. Gary was on a bachelor trip, like doing God knows what in Austin and taking right. I had no fears about Gary to be on anything. But
the Gary type, like, I am incoherent, and then he misspelled incoherent. I think at some point, Gary Hartman misspelled incoherent.
Gary Hartman. Gary was the guy in Underdog who drafts like 7 bigs in this draft. Love you, Gary. But, all right.
Fan, would you have sniped Ivy with one of these?
No, Ivy isn't really my type. You know, I think he's a really good scorer. Worry about the rest of his game a little bit. You know, yeah. I mean, I gave the Kings shit at the time for passing on him for Keegan Murray, but I think, you know, it's just like low hanging fruit to shit on the Kings. Draft, you know, passing on a really good player, but yeah, I don't know. I thought the concerns were kind of legit, but his role is going to be really solid. You know, like Alec Burks already hurt, Hamadou's hurt too, so he's going to be starting out the gate. So I don't mind the pick at all. It's just not my type of player.
Shout out to me for plus 500. Ivy going 5th.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, go for it.
All right, my next guy, I think has a really good chance of making an All-Star team this year, and he's on a team with 2 All-Stars already, and that is Tyrese Maxey. We saw already the first 3 preseason games, he was the standout player on the court from either side. And this guy took a huge leap as a perimeter shooter last season. We've seen that already, that continue during the preseason, and one of the fastest players in the league. So you can bite on that jumper, he's going to just blow right past you. So I don't think it's egregious to make a dark horse prediction either that he's going to be second in points per game on the Sixers this season. I think he just takes a massive leap. This dude is one of the hardest workers in the league. I believe strong in his work ethic and ability to get better. They'll stagger enough to where he's not going to be having to give away a ton of usage to Embiid and James Harden. And we saw him play a little bit on the ball today during preseason when Harden was on the court. So love Tyrese Maxey. I think he has crazy upside and potential.
There's an article, I think from The Athletic, talking about Harden taking a step back and scoring, and like, yeah, man, it sounds like Maxey's gonna go ham.
So I have an under on Maxey for this season long for points per game that I just feel terrible about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's under more than he's ever averaged in his career with like a full season of Harden, and I still feel terrible about it. Maxey's awesome. The dude just works super hard, gets better every off season. The shot looks super pure, and yeah, he's super quick, and he's gonna get so many of these like catch and shoot opportunities that if you close out too hard, he's just at the rim. So like I thought this was a strong pick. I don't think you had any risk of Gary taking Tyrese Maxey. I think your biggest risk on this one was Claff. Yeah. So I think you could have waited, but I don't think it impacted you with however.
Yeah,
Gary
for my draft board, and Gary didn't take any of my guys at the turn. There was a kind of a big drop off. Like Maxey was the clear next to my guy. Then I was kind of scrambling to figure out who to take with my fourth pick. That was like a pretty big drop off to me.
Yeah,
we took unders on Tyrese Maxey last year because of Harden shit, and I told the guys in Slack, I was like, dude, y'all, I can't post this shit to Discord. Y'all post it.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot go under Tyrese Maxey. So I definitely would have taken Tyrese Maxey had he come back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, then you wouldn't have had Spencer Dinwiddie. So,
It's a good roast. I should have been more strategic, man. Like I just feel so terrible about the Anthony Davis pick.
Yeah, that was rough. I mean, bad branding. You love to model some tweets after Levitan for branding stuff. Like, if Levitan was watching, he would be like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Yeah, dude.
But poor brand management. All right, 5 big Gary is up.
Kevin Herter. Nobody. Kevin fucking Herter.
This is bachelor party.
Gary went to Maryland. So got a Maryland bump for Kevin Herter, but I don't know how many people we'd have in a draft. I don't know how many like family members of Kevin Herter we would have to have in the draft before Gary was sniped here.
Yeah, what round is Kevin Herter going? Like round 18 if we do a regular draft?
The best part about this pick was it was between Kevin Herter and Alex Len. Got to get the Terp.
Could have gone Jalen, but oh my god, just I mean, this is why Gary isn't here tonight. It's for the fact that Kevin Herter.
He can face the music.
I love it. It's like a little release valve for me. You guys could just like dump on Gary for a little bit. But yeah, so he goes again. No, like, Gary, we need to send Gary like a economics class to understand supply and demand a little bit, because he thinks Quentin Grimes. Like, who's gonna take Quentin Grimes? Like, I get the brand awareness. You already got the RJ brand, but like, what are we doing here?
An incredible turn, incredible turn.
I thought it was good value on Grimes. I thought
going through fans' mind when
like, what would have happened?
What went through my mind is that the same players I was considering on my last pick were there for a next pick.
What, like, I don't get what would have, like, if I coached him up. I was like, dude, don't take RJ number 1, and like I pushed, like, what if I didn't coach him up the whole time? It would have been like even worse.
What went through my mind was, did Gary think he had Jack 3?
Nice.
That's what went through my mind.
I get that. I get it. All right, Fan.
I gotta go another young guy here. Get in ahead of the curve. Absolutely love the 3 through 5 that Orlando has this year in Franz Wagner, Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. I think they have a lot of problems with that backcourt, but even though Wagner's ceiling is stifled a little bit with the drafting of Banchero, I'm just still a huge fan of his game. Just want to give him some respect and some love. I think he was super slept on as a rookie, what he's able to do on both ends of the floor. It's Franz Wagner for me.
This was another sniping. This was another snipe. So I was between Ivy and Franz, and I had to pivot.
Yeah.
I had to pivot to Franz's teammate, Paulo Banchero, who I love.
Well, do you want to talk about the Franz pick? I mean, I don't really. Fan says he was slept on. Like, he was first team all rookie. I don't know if I would call that slept on.
I think what we think like NBA Twitter is way different than the general public.
Yeah.
Like, no one's watching the Orlando Magic and talking about Franz Wagner. You know, like, no one's talking about Tyrese Halliburton being like one of the best young point guards of the league. Like, you know, like we think that. And if you're playing DFS and, you know, betting props, sure, but no one's watching these teams. They're terrible.
I'm pretty sure those people who don't do that or like everyone who's watching this is like obsessed. So,
True.
I don't know, but hey, I get it.
So I'll talk a little bit more about Franz.
Yeah.
So I think one of the great things about Franz is the versatility in the fact that he can basically play make and play point guard as well, which they experimented with him down the stretch last season. I think it's going to pay big dividends for them this season, because I think their challenge for their lineup is like, how do you create more playmaking, or how do you create more scoring around the playmaking they have with the bigs who can create plays for other people? And Franz can help facilitate more scoring as well. Like all the guys that they're going to play, the main four guys that they're going to play, can all do kind of everything. So I'm in on Franz.
I'll add one more thing. Last night they ran a Cole Anthony, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, Bol, Wendell Carter Jr. lineup. Like, God, I love positional flexibility. We saw him play point last year. That is just a fun lineup. Having a Magic on your a Magic player on your team is pretty fun, and I love it. And I guess that's a good transition into Mr. Dink.
What just happened to Fan?
I'm dying at class messages.
What?
Gary's out, like, you know, at his wife's birthday, and like, you know,
oh no.
It's like, yo, man, it's all good, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking dead in this live stream right now.
That's amazing. So I did announce. I went Paulo Banchero here. I was a little frazzled. I like Banchero's game a lot. I think he's one of these like modern bigs that can do everything and passes the ball really well and is really good in the short roll and really strong. He's been really strong at the rim in preseason and doing smart things in terms of like drawing fouls. Instead of going for like highlight reel dunks, he like leans into contact and then gets like the veteran foul and the easy like and one. I really love the way Banchero plays. But man, I had Franz teed up. I like Franz more, but Banchero is officially my guy.
Strong. I think it looks
great. At this point in the draft, like, look at all the young guys that Dink has, and like he's out younging Gallagher, who's like Mr. Young Guys.
Yep.
I know.
So Gallagher, man, it's a tough scene, man.
So it's a problem for me because I'm trying to cover my bases for the content. Fan doesn't have to do any shit. He can just like, okay, let me blast off all these young guys. So it's just like I'm getting like I'm like Stretch Armstrong for like trying to cover my shit. And like Fan's making me that guy who's like the Asian guy. He's getting kicked in the nuts. That's like me right now. I'm all stretched out.
Yeah. Question: did you ever look at Wendell Carter Jr. Dink?
No. Yeah. So my last pick, but you know why, Fan.
He already had two bigs.
I was following positional eligibility.
This fucking guy.
I also had one other big that I had to get later for purposes that we'll talk about later. But
this is actually literally the point in the draft where I looked over to the right of the draft board and saw so much orange, and I had 0. I realized the only two people that didn't take bigs so far were me and Gary was like hammered at a match. I'm like, this is not a good sign.
Alex, like, how drunk are you? I'm Alex Led drunk.
Yeah, I'm like on the island right now with the Kevin Hurd and Quentin Grimes turn guy. I'm like, I probably should be taking a big soon.
Dink, the clip starters are Paul George, Marcus Morris, Zubats, Norm, and Reggie. By the way,
I'm good to go. Thank you.
All right, sure. All right, Dank.
Well, yeah,
Magic run.
Oh man, no. I mean, I do have Jalen Suggs in a dynasty league that I inherited, but not my guy.
Oof.
Not in on Jalen Suggs. But yeah, this one, I'm just sticking with the entertainment value here. This guy also is, have to toss out my Top Shot bags here. I loaded up on one of the challenges to get the Anthony Edwards dunk on Yuta Watanabe. And, again, a little game theory here. I thought with Gallagher's Wolves, there was a chance he would not make it back to me.
You weren't concerned about me?
Huh? No.
Definitely more. I mean, I literally say my Wolves like every day on our Slack.
Yeah, and this guy, entering his third season, just north of 21 points per game this year. Wouldn't be surprised. That's up towards 24, 25 this year. Just absolutely love the upside. Entertainment value off the charts, as we saw in Hustle as Kermit. As my pick is Anthony Edwards here. And just absolutely dynamic player. Can't wait to watch him play again this year.
Yeah, I'll follow this up by saying that if I ever get inebriated and tweet something cancelable on my account, I know that Dank's got my back.
I got you. I'm quick to forgive.
Yeah. Yeah, Dank's pissing off the Vax people, pissing off everybody. That's everybody. I love it though. This is our business, man. We like basketball players. He's really leaning into like this is about basketball. Like I don't care about.
I'm just stacking athleticism and entertainment.
Love it. All right,
man.
Where are we going?
So my next pick was like a guy. I was worried you were going to snipe me on him because you've been getting a little bit hotter on him lately, and he's a guy that I also bet. Like I put money on the first six players that I took. I put money on, and it's a guy that. Look, there's only so many people that can win Rookie of the Year, so just based off the draft capital, that means minutes. And some guys that like J-Dub, like that are drafted later on, that maybe they have a good price right now, but the minutes aren't going to be there for a Rookie of the Year. There's only like 3 guys that can win Rookie of the Year. This guy, I think, is a really good bet. I actually like him better than Boncaro at plus 200, and that's Jabari Smith plus 600. Jabari Smith's my guy. So I think Jabari Smith, he's very, very raw, but he's a great shooter. He can play defense. He can accrue defensive statistics. He can shoot over you, and he's going to be on the court a ton because the Rockets are going to play their guys at the end because they suck and they're bad at defense, and Jabari Smith is raw. So I don't know if Jabari Smith is going to be like a great fantasy player this year because he's so raw. He needs like probably like a couple seasons. I don't know if he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I love his price at plus 600. And I love taking him on underdog because you're playing for the end of the year. The Rockets get 8 games. Rookies peak. Their value peaks at the end of the year. And like I told you guys, like I'm taking guys in this draft that I put money on that I like, but also I like drafting an underdog. So for me, Jabari Smith, my guy. Gallagher, were you going to take him at this turn if I didn't take him?
Well, I knew you wanted him, so
Yeah.
I would have considered taking him here for sure because I wanted to take a rookie, so it would have been who you took. I was really debating that, so you made a decision for me, basically. But, yeah, I love it, man. Definitely a guy I'm really into, as you mentioned, because I'm not like Dink. I don't like, I'm a team player. I tell everyone that's on my mind. I don't like hide my picks so I could like sneak a buy into my guy draft. But, yeah. I thought it was a great pick, man. It was really smart for you. It would have been if it would have fallen where like you triple snipe me somehow, I would have like I wouldn't be able. I wouldn't be able to look you in the face. Like it'd be just like, oh god, like it'd be like, oh god. I'm not even gonna say it. It'd be like imagine something bad, but like it's worse than that. Like I couldn't tolerate it. But all right, let's move on to my turn. So I got value on this one because Dink said he would have taken him in the third. If not for the positional stuff. It's Bam Adebayo. I love Bam. I've always loved Bam. I've loved Bam since his second summer league when he was bringing the ball up, and I was tweeting about him all the time. So I was in on the ground floor fan, and I'm still on the ground. I'm still in the penthouse enjoying my Bam, and he's my guy, Bam Adebayo.
Nice. Bam definitely would have been taken.
This is your finest hour, Gallagher.
Bam would have 1,000. I would have 1,000% taken Bam.
Yeah,
especially
at this point in the draft when Fan realized he needed.
Yes, I needed a big. I would. Yeah. Spoiler: I'm taking a big next draft.
Yeah. So I was pretty. I was 99% sure I was going to take Bam here.
I think you had a couple good picks. Herb and Bam were two of my favorites.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I agree. I think, and I like this one too, man, because I've said before, I've never been as impressed by a wing rookie scorer or perimeter guy, non-center score the way he did in summer league. He's obviously got a couple years under his belt, but Keegan Murray, and I love summer league, so tied into branding there. Keegan Murray, I've never been so blown away by a guy who could score at so many different levels. He does have the king stink on him, but it also leans into my bad basketball brand, so. I thought this pick kind of worked out in a lot of different ways. I'm high on him in my fantasy ranks. I'm taking him an underdog. Has a great playoff schedule. I was considering Jabari or Keegan, so Claff kind of made my decision for me. I was pretty excited here to take Keegan, my guy.
Dude, super excited for Keegan Murray. Like, he's going to be coming off the bench at the beginning, which I think hurts him for ROI. And plus, he's plus 450, and Jabari is plus 600. So I think Jabari has a lot of opportunity to accrue statistics that are going to help him for ROI, but certainly love Keegan Murray, especially with that playoff schedule and underdog. So really, really good pick. So for me, I went with a guy that I also put money on. I put money on him at plus 2,700 to win. Dude, I am not full of shit. My guys, I have literally put money on my guys. Every single one of my guys up to this point in the draft, plus 2,700. For most improved player, I thought were great odds for LaMelo Ball. And, he walked off. Hell fucking yeah, I'm ready to drain your account.
The answer is Spack has already drained his own accounts. Yeah. If you can't already tell based on the
board
draft.
covered.
Yeah, he's just draining all accounts. Your accounts, his accounts. He's just firing as always.
Keenan, if you have a clean account, send me a DM on Discord. And then I think we can work something out that's going to work for both of us. All right.
Is that something you'd be interested in?
Because I'm getting limited to fucking $5.25. Okay. But plus 2,700 LaMelo Ball. I mean, now we got the ankle injury and it's grade 2 and that sucks. And he's probably going to be out for a week or two, but that's okay. His bid is not derailed. This is a guy that has to play. He has to play a ton because their guard depth sucks. Because they screwed up their roster. And Clifford talking about how this is a team built to play fast. And by the way, if you go back and look at the pace of every single Steve Clifford team for the existence of Steve Clifford, it's always been below average pace. And so I'm actually not as worried with the coaching change in terms of what that means for LaMelo Ball's fantasy value. And the people that win MIP accrue stats. And so if you want rebounds, if you want assists, if you want points, you want LaMelo Ball. So my guy, LaMelo
Ball. That was your first on the way out pick that wasn't bad. So well done.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm like, shit, damn, Claff took a guy out.
Well, he always takes the good guys in front, taking David. Come on, dude. Jabari, I was considering.
Class
I said again, Class, all right, Class, damn, Gallagher's behind me. I got to be ready. And the way I was screw it. I'll just fucking pick this guy.
If I'm redoing your draft, I would have gone Dame, Embiid, LaMelo, Jabari, Anthony Davis, and then Dinwiddie the last round.
Well, you want to take you want to take Anthony Davis. No one wants to have that. Clap, when you're doing content and you're like, I want a flag plant. I'm sorry if it gets hurt. Anthony Davis, my guy. You're gonna feel gross.
Oh my god, dude! I was drafting Ned Stark instead of Littlefinger. That's how I was drafting because I'm Ned Stark, in real life. I'm the guy that gets beheaded in season 1.
I will say, I think LaMelo's scoring upside is fucking really high this year. I have some side bets with some friends on LaMelo versus a couple others in terms of his points, and I have LaMelo. So I just think the way they're going to use him, his role as usage is going to be extremely solid.
it's a real hornet's nest in this draft. With the way things shook out.
Ooh.
All right,
I'll take it
that was
over.
bad,
from there.
bad or good, bad or good, bad. All right,
Wow. Channeling
all right,
benchmark.
go for it,
You
Tank.
Just have to wait another round till Claff takes his second hornet.
There's more.
But yeah, I had I've gone with a ton of offensive upside here, and I need some defenders to round out the roster. Also I think targeting the Spurs this year in fantasy is just a great strategy with how hard they're going to tank for Victor. Pop comes out, says it right away, and I just love the vibe I'm getting from this guy early on in camp. Dyes his hair, just absolutely defensive stud. I think it's going to be fun to watch. Seems adding another high basketball IQ player to the squad. And that's with Jeremy Sohan. Do not mess with the Sohan, my guy. I'm in a dynasty league. Took Sohan in it, and just love the rainbow hair. Love the defensive attitude he's going to bring to the squad, and happy to have him as my guy.
Pop said after last night's game that probably going to run that starting lineup with Sohan at the 4. So he looks like the favorite right now to start. So I am kind of surprised that Gallagher did not take Sohan or Dink's next pick.
Just another one of Gallagher's guys that's not his guy.
Yeah. But again, like, we recorded that Southwestern thing, and I talked about like a couple times about Sohan getting significant minutes. Like, shout out to Dank, man. I love it.
I'm a listener, man. I just listen, take the tidbits I need, build an awesome squad,
brick by brick.
Love it.
Brick by brick. Shout out Marsh.
Yep. Well done.
This was the one I kept tightest to my vest all offseason.
Yeah, this was very well played by you, sir.
This was so tilting.
I didn't want anyone to know how much I like this player, and it pained me because draft night it almost brought me back to the Chicago Bulls. They were one pick away from him getting there, and I was sweating it hard. And many a Chicago sports team drafts, if you look at the archives of my tweets, have been live reacted to on Twitter, and none of them have gone well for me. And this is another one. So I abstained from the tweet machine, and I held it in until this moment, and I drafted Tari Eason, and I felt so fucking good about it. This guy plays the game exactly the way I would want a dude to play. He is in the right position all the time. He boxes out positionally all the time. He's constantly moving. He plays aggressive defensively. He's in your grill almost all the time. He fouls like a maniac because he's just super aggressive. When we were doing the draft preview podcast with Brian Schroeder, Cosmos, I kind of comped him to Ron Artest with a little bit less offensive game. And that's kind of what I think. I think he is going to be a monster when he gets opportunities. And I don't think it's going to be very long until he gets opportunities. Tari Eason, I knew I had to get him here. I was very concerned that Fan was going to snipe him. And this was the moment to finally unleash all that rage that I had inside me when he went one pick in front of the Bulls.
Fan, would you have sniped him?
I would have taken Sohan or Eason, and I did that whole spiel about how I needed a big. I would have just said, forget it. I'm just
you had to. Yeah,
it's the my guy draft. I'm like not trying to adhere to positional roster requirements. Like, who cares? Like,
go full Ty. You're like kind of semi my coaching Ty Lue by doing that.
Exactly. I'll go three guards and 3 wings to start. I don't care.
You got Scotty Barnes can play 1 through 5. Like, you're chilling.
Exactly. So Sohan and Eason, really good picks both on my short list. So I had to go back to the drawing board. I was like, shit, both my guys are taken. I need to go.
$50 fine.
I need to.
Is that $100 fine? Is it both my guys?
It might be. Both the guys I wanted were taken. I guess I need to take a big. I feel like it's the responsible thing to do. You got all these adults to the right of me having at least one big.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna take a big. I was like, I pulled up an underdog app, scrolling through, the bigs. And I was like, holy shit, Jaren Jackson Jr. is still there. Granted, while we've been on the stream, he's picked up 4 fouls, but I feel like his upside is almost as high as anybody else who's a young center in this league. Massive, blocks upside, switchability, ability to space the floor. Obviously, he's hurt right now, but we're in it for the long haul. And I love even more that he's hurt, so I can buy even lower. So Jaren Jackson Jr.
Love it.
So Jaren was in the conversation for me as well, much like Bam. Like the thing that I realized while doing this draft was, as a person who like loves the modern NBA, would not like build a team through bigs. I kind of love big men. I love a very specific type of big men. But yeah, Jaren, man. God, yeah, clip that one, social. Throw that one out there for future. I love a very specific type of big men.
Please.
Throw it out there,
Yeah.
social.
There's just like a very few people that can shoot threes and play defense like he can. It's a very rare combination.
Yeah,
he's awesome. If he can just he's like the 5th year in his league and he hasn't figured out how to not foul. That's the one thing that I just can't get my head around with Jaren Jackson.
And they're bad fouls too. Like some really inexcusable ones, especially when we saw in the playoffs. I'm like, what are we doing here? And he knows it right after he does it. He still does it.
Yeah. He can't figure it out. If he can figure it out, dude, like the ceiling is like insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that pick. Now to Gary.
Love those big men. All right.
Did you love this pick? So maybe he realized that also that he didn't have a big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Me and him are the only 2 teams without bigs.
But was anyone going to pick Valanciunas?
What are we doing here, Gary? Like, I love you, man, but like,
yeah.
Talk about an established guy that just no one wants to claim as my guy.
He would be on my anti-guy list. Like I'd have him on my. I hate Valanciunas this year.
The only plausible explanation is that Gary banked a slate with Joe Val at like 0.5 ownership.
I mean,
maybe that's it. Maybe that's Gary's plan. He's like, hey, I'm leaning into low ownership. Like no one's drafting these guys. I would have drafted all low ownership. That's what's up. So that's got to be it. That's
how he plays DFS.
I love it.
I flag planned Joe Val a ton last year, and I would not.
I mean, Zion's back. He's the biggest loser from Zion. His minutes floor is scary on some nights.
Yeah. Yep.
And the usage might get squeezed playing alongside Zion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he actually makes an okay pick here.
Yeah.
He takes Alfred Şengün. I'm off Şengün. He would almost be on an anti-my guy list for me again. I'm terrified because people like
the bar is so low for Gary's picks that Gallagher's like, he actually makes a good pick here. This guy would be on an anti-list.
Well, so like the problem is like everyone's like, oh my god, like I love Şengün, and everyone's like, oh I like Şengün. It's like basically like everyone's having like their own my guy draft for Şengün, and like he gets steamed up so bad in like season-long fantasy. Like just let someone else take him, dude. So.
Yeah, but Gallagher, like you were like so Şengün like last year in the Slack. I mean,
they changed their offense, man. They changed their offense. They don't want to go to him anymore. They don't want to dump it inside anymore. We saw them do that a lot, and they really want to lean into their guards and want to run more high ball screens. They want to just change their offense and not have the ball just get dumped to him all the time. So and he's just terrible for the defensive scheme. Like they want to run a switch heavy scheme. He can't switch. He's got to drop, man. He can't defend in space. So
this is why I haven't been drafting. Yeah, this is why I haven't been drafting him on underdog because I'm terrified of the minutes.
Yeah, I like him, but like I like him like at ADP, but like don't run up and get him is how I feel. Okay.
So at this point, we're through 6 rounds, and Gary started the 7th round. We have 12 rounds. We've been here hours.
Yeah, we need to speed this thing up.
Full reveal on the board. Let everybody talk through their final picks, and get out of here because there's only so much more roasting of Gary and Gallagher we can do publicly. We have all the clips we need for social. I think it's time to move it on.
Just fire the whole thing off?
I think fire the whole thing off.
I put SGA because he's too long a name.
There we go.
Look at all that work right there.
That was beautiful.
All right,
Gallagher.
so let's go. We'll keep the order, and let's Fan take us through the back half of your draft here.
Okay, so with my next pick, I feel like a responsible adult would have taken a wing or a big to balance my roster. I want to have some fun. I think Cade and Jalen Green are two guys that had very different first halves and second halves that are going to have big seasons that are more representative of what we saw in the second half. I think he's going to take that leap by his jump with Cam Johnson. Obviously, we know Jay Crowder's on his way out. Love his game. And then, as a result of me just picking the guys I wanted to pick, I feel like I went double big here just to have some semblance of roster balance. I went through the remaining bigs list and just found some guys with upside. I think Okongwu is the best center option there in Atlanta, over even better than Clint Capella. Poku's looking like he's starting right off the bat, has a really intriguing skill set. And then, Trey Murphy, love him. I think he's going to have a massive year. I think his 3-point potential is out of control. And then last pick, Warriors fan here. I was going to take either Klay Thompson or Steph Curry. I'm just a Klay guy. He's more versatile. We got Captain Klay. We got China Klay. We got Headband Klay. We got Game 6 Klay. We got Reporter Klay. I think he just can wear more hats for my team. So went Klay over Steph.
Love it.
I love it. The Klay pick is as a Cavs fan, and just absolute hatred for the Warriors for the last several years. Like I can't do anything but love Klay Thompson. I mean, he's just the best. Absolutely love Klay.
The chat loves Fan. Fans. Let's go to Klay Thompson, the best.
Well, his only obligation is to do the best he can in this draft. Like he doesn't really have to lean into. I guess. So he didn't take AD because we did the injury show. So that makes sense, right?
Play by his own rules, but got his guys.
I love it. No, I love it. He was
Would you like to talk about any of Fan's guys that he drafted and your thoughts on their outlook for this fantasy season?
Yeah. So Fan's guy Trey Murphy. I screwed myself again because when we did that pod about the Pelicans, I was gushing over Trey Mann for 5 minutes, and of course he takes him on the way out because he knows I'm gonna fucking take him. So,
I mean, you did get Benny Mathurin. So.
Oh, you mean Benny Mathurin, who lit it up in the fourth quarter and dropped 25? That Benny Mathurin?
You get 12. You only get 12 guys. This is the problem. You can't.
I love Benny Mathurin. He's my guy, man.
All right, I'm just excited.
Benny Mathurin's cooking. Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about me.
How do you take Nick Claxton on the turn over Trey Murphy?
How? Because Dank said 3 messages later that he was going to take him. That's how. Nick Claxton's my guy. I love Daddy Clax.
Daddy Clax is a cult hero. He's a cult hero.
Daddy Clax had a big night
tonight.
I'm just excited
You mean my guy, Daddy Clax?
16-9, 3-3. Gallagher's guy.
To be fair, you did bet him on to blocks leader. I'll give you that.
He had 3 steals and 3 blocks tonight.
Let's go, baby. That's my guy.
I'll roll through the back end of my draft here.
Let me give Fan a little bit more lips. I thought Okongwu was fantastic. Again, going out because he knew I was going to possibly take him. So I'm tilting Fan. I love to see it.
$50 fines every time we hear about Nkeka Okongwu and Trey Murphy. That's the highlight for Trey.
That's gonna be the Jalen one's gonna be really hard, really hard.
That's gonna be your most fined.
Literally, when I saw myself get 6, I was like, "Shit, do I cheat right now and switch it or no?" It's because of Jalen, but I didn't because I got integrity, guys. So
Marsh notes no Draymond on anyone's list. Shame. I consider Draymond. We all wanted Gary to take Draymond at a turn. We just thought it would have been epic and would have saved the entire draft. He did not, so he continues to get roasted.
I love Draymond. I probably would have.
He took Josh Hart. Come on, Jesus.
That's because of Gary's Top Shot bags. He wants to support Josh Hart. All right, I'll roll through my draft quickly. I go SGA, who I needed a guard following positional restriction.
Oh my god!
Again, going out because I would have probably taken him.
I thought might not make it back to me, but I looked at the guard list and I thought, all right, who are the guards that I can like legitimately say over the years I've been higher on, or this year I'm higher on in fantasy than the other guys. And honestly, it was pretty slim pickings at the guard list at this point. One thing I learned from this draft experience is that I really like efficient bigs. I like a very particular type of big. But the guards, man, I struggle. There's not a lot of guards that like I've fallen in love with in the league. SGA is one of them. So he was mine. Terry Rozier is a straight fantasy value pick for this year. I am way higher than the market on Rozier, like everywhere. So I was struggling for guards. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take Terry Rozier. Jordan Poole would have been more fun, but he wasn't my guy. Terry Rozier, my guy. Then Devin Vassell, an actual legit my guy, also in fantasy, way ahead of the market on him this year. Big fan of him. Isaiah Hartenstein, huge. If you listen to any of our preview pods, I'm really, really big on Hartenstein this year. I think he surpasses Gary's guy, Mitch Robinson, for the starting role at some point. DeAnthony Melton, loyal subscribers will know that anytime DeAnthony Melton has had a shot at a starting lineup, I have talked about playing him in DFS pretty much every time. I love him as a player. I think he was a huge acquisition for the 76ers, who we have a NBA predictions pod coming soon, and 76ers fans are going to be surprised at some of the hype that I'm going to have on the 76ers. And it's purely because they went out and got DeAnthony Melton. And then Jimmy Butler, the ultimate like throwback, my guy for me, long time Jimmy Butler stan. Check the tweets. Along with Nikola Jokic. I had to finish with the brand on Jimmy Butler.
I love our final picks, Dink. Jimmy Butler and Klay Thompson.
Close strong for the brand.
Go back with our fanhood, and go back to the roots,
For the brand, exactly.
And I'll add, DeAnthony Melton was the genesis for this idea because you kept claiming him as your guy, and shout out to you, he's your guy.
Chris noting how much did Gary drink during the time period of this draft?
He was literally drinking.
Gary is still incapacitated. That's why he's not here tonight.
Drinking and at a music festival too. Just the absolute, toughest time to be mentally strong.
Dank, your time to roll through.
Sweet. I had to go with the claw. The claw. I have to get the meme from Toy Story where all the little things are like the claw, and then I got to get Kawhi's face on there. So I'm gonna work on that somehow. Kawhi is just modeled after myself. I like to think of myself as a bit of a silent killer. I'm a fun guy. Anytime I need a laugh, I literally look up the Kawhi clip of him saying I'm a fun guy and then laughing. It's just next level entertainment.
Ha 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 ha.
And then I just needed some more defense. Had to round out the squad. Jared Allen, just no way I could exit this draft without Mr. for Ohio. Again, another player kind of molded after my heart. I love when he showed up to the All-Star game with like the hoodie and jeans on, and everyone's making fun of him for dressing all casual. And he's like, "What? I don't get it. Like this is what I like to wear." I just love that attitude. Just absolutely elite. And plus another lob threat there with Garland. Perfect. Luka, anytime you can get an MVP on your team, I will take it. Just a step back.
An MVP on your team?
MVP.
I don't believe he has any of those. I believe my guy has the last two of those.
It's incoming. That's.
I believe my guy was wrong.
Yeah, just love Luka's outlook this year. Claff mentioned just kind of the lack of some low usage guys around him. Think he has a great shot to average 30 points per game this year. Jason Kidd, another year as his coach, I think just really going to cater the offense around Luka. Hopefully the ankles stay unrolled this year for him. Hoping for a big season. And then Brogdon, again, kind of a quiet guy, role player for this team. I think, a glue guy coming off the bench. And I think he's going to do great things for Boston. I think he's going to be a great missing piece for them. And fantasy, I think if anyone goes down, he's going to be someone that steps into a big usage role. So while he'll have value on his own right, he's kind of in the elite handcuff tier. And just like Malcolm Brogdon as a person, wanted him on my squad. Buddy Hield, elite shooter. We needed just an absolute sniper on the squad. And I think, the tradability here with him is fun. Definitely going to get good minutes on the Pacers. And then I do like the Galaxy Brain idea of him, getting traded to the Lakers at some point. And I've always just been a big Buddy Hield fan. Feels like all the stories about him. He's a great guy. So happy to have him on my squad. And then Jordan Clarkson, another kind of homer pick. When I lived in Cleveland, I live right downtown near the arena, and we'd often see Jordan Clarkson scooting around, chatted with him a few times. He's a great guy. Obviously on the tanking Jazz, just going to absolutely chuck. I mean, if we just need a guy to get out there and put us some shots, that's Jordan Clarkson. Just love the way my squad rounded out here.
I will say, Dank, this team definitely needed a sniper after you drafted Anthony Edwards and Michael Porter Jr. because you need somebody to shoot down those haters because they are coming.
I was gonna say you need like some professionalism, like some character guys, like El Presidente himself, Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Polar opposite. He's there to keep the level head. He's the vet. He's the adult in the room. Also, I feel like Malcolm Brogdon should have been on my pick at some point, because he did amazing things for the Underdog NBA account last season and provided countless opportunities for.
That's so good.
So Malcolm Brogdon's strong pick.
Yeah, I'm all about team chemistry here. I feel like I built a great squad, just checks and balances all over the place, high flyers, defenders, corner threes. Let's go.
Yeah, two things I'll add. One's serious. Malcolm Brogdon was staggered away from Jalen and Jason. He's gonna crush. I think Malcolm Brogdon's a great pick in like any format. And two, Dank, you're doing football and basketball, and you drafted Kawhi Leonard. We do not want to load manage you later in the season, man. Like, we need you.
I just love Kawhi.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah. Oh, come on. He's so good. Yeah.
Well played. All right, Claff. The people are desperately wanting to hear the explanation of the closing of your draft. We last left you with LaMelo Ball, and then Claff. What the hell happened?
The Hornets nest.
All right. So I consider myself a man of the people. All right. If you go to the ETR Discord, the fucking people want bets. All right. And I give them bets. All right. So right now, what I'm giving them is every single player that I'm overweight on in best ball. You should be overweight on every single one of these motherfuckers. All right. Gordon Hayward is the healthiest he's been in 2 years. I know he's hurt now, but still, he's the healthiest he's been in 2 years.
He's hurt now, but that is the healthiest he's been in 2 years.
He just returned from injury yesterday, but he's healthy today.
Yes, sir. He's healthy. We're forward-looking podcast, guys. Trey Jones has one starting job because Josh Primo can't shoot himself out of a wet paper bag or make one assist in an entire 82 games.
A wet paper bag. I've literally never heard that. That was amazing.
Shoot himself out of a wet paper bag.
Ben Simmons, I had no-showed an underdog draft. I registered for the double dribble, and like I forgot that I had registered, and then I looked back and I was like, oh shit, like I've already taken like 15 players, and I show up for the last round, and then Fan was like, dude, that is a fitting pit. Ben Simmons, who no-showed for an entire NBA season last year.
True.
So I had to go with Ben Simmons there.
True. Also
a guy that I think can win an underdog, beat his ADP. And then at this point in the draft, I'm like, I saw this tweet from StatMuse with Tari Eason's like preseason shit. And I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker can ball. I was like, I'm going to pick Tari motherfucking Eason. And then I saw Dink had taken him like 4 rounds ago. And I was like, oh my God, well, I just get the guy that got every single rebound in the NBA Finals. There is another guy that I think could beat his ADP and Andrew Wiggins. Kelly Oubre is a guy that you want like uneven scoring distribution in best ball. And Kelly Oubre can get you 50 DK on any given night. Dude can just go off. Dude can also get like 4 fouls, 0 field goals, and get benched. but for best ball,
I was getting roasted in these comments right now.
Oh no!
I mean,
Clav, I'm not even going to let you talk about Jakob Poeltl because it's just ridiculous that somebody took Jakob Poeltl as their guy. But I just want to address the elephant in the room, in your locker room. What's going on with this team?
We
You've
had
got
to put
Embiid and Simmons, and then as James Kenny points out, Oubre's only getting there if Hayward's out. You got guys sniping each other left and right in this clubhouse, man.
The Oubre pick was honestly the biggest shock of the draft to me.
I did not.
Kelly Oubre. Although he's a lefty, he is a lefty. I'll give you that.
I'm just looking at my underdog exposure. I was like, who am I most overweight at wing? And my number one wing is
you took Jakob Poeltl, who is not even the Spurs guy, and they're open about it. He's no one's guy.
All right. Hear me out on Jakob Poeltl. All right, we're gonna start playing DFS in 7 days. Jakob Poeltl.
Yeah, we're not gonna let Fact talk about Jakob Poeltl. We're gonna move to Gallagher. I've just muted Fact. We're not.
Oh my god.
We don't need Jakob Poeltl conversation here. Gallagher, take it away.
Shout out to I think Trey Jones could get traded, by the way. Just to add that. Secondly, Jamal Murray. I'm glad that Dank admitted that he was going to take him. Because I was happy. I was in on Jamal Murray from day one, ahead of him in market. Easy pick, easy game. Fan said he almost picked Jalen Green. My guy, Jalen Green, really strong second half. What's up?
I like Jalen Green. Not genuinely a player that I like, but Jalen Green and Katie Cunningham both going to have big years.
Yeah, I agree. I love what he's doing in the preseason. I wanted to get a Rocket on my team. They're going to be a team. We're going to be playing a lot in DFS, a lot of stacking action. They're going to score a ton of points. They're going to play fast. It's a team I want to have a player on really, really bad. Got good value. Really pumped to land Jalen Green there. Again, as mentioned earlier, they're running so much stuff for him right now. So I think he's going to have a huge season. Really wanted Benny Mathurin. I wanted a rookie score bad. I took Keegan and I wanted another one. It was a little bit of addressing the rookies coming off, like Tari Eason going, Sohan going. I was like, oh my God, I need a rookie here really bad. Benny Mathurin was really good late in Summer League. He's kind of coming on. He went off tonight, as I mentioned earlier. He went for 25, hit some big shots to ice to make Gary's night a little bit worse. Probably not much worse to lose in the preseason, but 27 points from him. Got to the line 12 times. He can freaking score. So big on him. I do I'll side note that Aaron Neesmith getting hurt is low key good for him because he was subbing right behind Buddy Hield. Now that I haven't checked the subs, but I imagine he was getting more combo wing minutes. So I really like that. My guy, Daddy Clax, another guy who went off. So my guy preseason team would be smashing. This team has no depth in the front court. I don't think they want to play Ben Simmons big minutes at the center spot. They want to play Daddy Clax. It's getting longer stints. We saw him play longer stints in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. We saw him block a ton of shots. Mentioned I had a 60-1 on him on blocks leader. I think he's got a shot at that. Love that pick. Bet on the Rockets again. I took Kevin Porter Jr. way above market in season long. Taking a lot of an underdog. I take him over D'Angelo and those guys. Great late season schedule. And had to get another rookie. Took Jalen Duren. Guy's just a monster. Want to bet on the talent. And as fan would say, get in on the ground floor on Jalen Duren. So I'm pretty happy. I don't feel like I got sniped too much and was pretty pumped here.
The people know you well, Gallagher. They say find someone who loves you like Gallagher loves the Rockets.
Bad teams, baby. Look at that. Rockets, Pacers. I'm a closet Nets fan.
I'm the only one with 2 Thunder players for the record.
I know. Well, I had to pivot, man, because you guys are all after me. So you guys didn't see that. You guys didn't see the bad basketball pivot going with Rockets and Pacers late. So I covered the brand there.
Benny Mathurin is a favorite of mine. I love Benny Mathurin. I think the Pacers are going to be one of my sneaky league pass teams that I'm going to watch, even though they're going to be pretty bad. Obviously, they've got my guy Tyrese Halliburton and Benny Math. So love him.
Yeah. Let's close this draft.
That's all you guys got. I was promised mad roasting, and you're only gonna roast me for Tatum.
We roasted you throughout the draft for all the guys that were supposedly your guys that you didn't end up with.
The entire first 30 minutes was
how am I supposed to? I'm only one man.
These are your guys. These are your guys.
I know.
These are good picks. These are solid picks. I mean,
Yeah.
I think everybody likes Jamal Murray. Everybody likes Benny Mather. Everybody likes Jalen Green. Everybody likes Daddy Clax. Kevin Porter Jr. Take him or leave him.
Dicey.
He's been
Dicey.
your
It's
guy.
late. There was nobody. Actually, was that going in or out? Oh no, that was after Murphy was gone. If Murphy fell to me, I'm I'm happy. I was hoping
If you
for
want
Murphy.
to get
for sure.
roasted, the chat is here to roast you. The chat is here to roast
there
you.
it is.
Mike
I mean,
with
what do you
no
want me? What do you
location.
want me to do? Like, I'm not taking SGA there. He's going to sit too much. I'm not high on those guys for fantasy. I'm not going to do a disservice to anybody who's call a guy who's my guy and not behind him in fantasy.
So
Like-
Lou Dort isn't your guy?
I mean, I'm not high on him. Like, I'm relative to where the machine has him, I guess. But
I guess he's my guy.
yeah, I like Dort, but these are guys I'll have above market. Duran's not really above market, but he's just a guy I think is really, really good. So I don't have a lot of those like off the board guys, which is like really my whole brand. As Dick had mentioned when we did the deep sleeper stuff, so had to get an off the board guy who I think is just like uber talented on that stuff.
Let's close this out with, if you could have any other team. These are fines excluded for the moment. You could have any other team. We'll say any other team but Gary's.
We'll say of anybody on the stream to save Gary the embarrassment.
Yeah, anyone but Gary. We all would love Gary's team. Clearly.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Anyone but Gary. We'll go around the room and go. You name the guy's team that you would want. We'll go in draft order. So, Fan, you kick us off. Whose team would you want?
I'd want Dink's team. Mobley.
Ooh, baby.
Ari Eason, Rozier, D'Anthony Melton. Yeah, all guys that I was looking at.
I will repay the favor on Fan.
Yeah, I saw that
love
coming.
Hans. I love Jaren Jackson. I love Scotty Barnes. I am acquiring the taste for Jalen Williams as I get more and more exposure to him during the course of the preseason. Love.
You're welcome.
He's already got the taste for big men. He's just.
I do have a very specific taste for big men.
Jalen Smith plays multiple positions, so you could bring him in with other big men and like have a ball.
Hold on. Gallagher said you're welcome. So indirectly, he's saying that Jalen.
I did not say those words though.
Oh, it's a $50 fine.
No,
That's
it's a
not
fine-free
true.
zone. We're in a fine-free zone for now.
No, I didn't say those two words. I'm just letting him know.
Let it fly.
He's being force fed the Jalen stuff.
But
Fans guy,
and then,
Jalen.
And then everybody loves Klay Thompson. I thought so. The biggest roast for me was that Gallagher didn't take Steph or Fan didn't take Steph, but then Fan took Klay. So I was like, okay. But Gallagher's been telling me that Steph is the happiest whenever he watches basketball. And I get it though, because I had the same, I was thinking about taking Steph at different points and I was like, but I'm not really high on him in fantasy this year. So I don't know how to deal with this. I was emotionally conflicted. So I get it. But that was the one travesty of this draft for me was that Steph didn't go. Cause I think everybody here.
Steph is a little bit, I didn't take anybody. If you look at my team, there's no one that's super mainstream. I'm trying to avoid like MVP type, superstars. It's just like, I'm trying to get it a little lower, and I'm trying to be a little more off the wall. Hence Jalen Williams going number 2 overall. That's like making a statement off of that.
All right, Dank, where are you going?
I think I'm going with my partner in crime, Dink.
Just
honestly, it's just the top half of the draft for me. If I could choose, I would take my team again a second time. But just the Mobley, Joker, Paolo, I like Jaden Ivey. I just think the Pistons are going to be a great team to watch. And then the Hustlestein. Shout out to Gallagher for the nickname on Hustlestein.
Great nickname.
And then Jimmy Butler with the dreads. I love Jimmy Butler's attitude, the swag he brings. I think I got to go with Dink.
Dink's guy Hustlestein has my nickname.
That is a good nickname.
Uses.
That is a good nickname.
Yeah.
Claff.
Yeah,
Claff.
Rockets broadcast used that for a lot. So
Claff. Anyone but Gary. Where are you going?
All right. I'm also taking Dink's team. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm overweight.
You guys went from possibly getting fired if you took Jokic to all looking for raises.
God, this is just you guys sucking up. This is unreal.
Yeah.
I think I'm overweight literally every single player on Dink's team except for Jokic because I never get one. Vassell because there's better wings there, and Jimmy Butler because of the playoff schedule. No. So I love Ivy. I love Paolo. I love Mobley. I tried to take Tariq in 4 rounds after Dink took Tariq. Rozier is like one of my highest exposures. So like, I fucking love this shit and love DeAnthony Melton as well. Like, especially on the Philadelphia 76ers. So it's a great draft, Dink. Congratulations to you,
Gallagher. I think we know, Gallagher, whose team you want.
Yeah,
I think we know.
I would take Fan's first round pick with Gary's team and still take that too. Like, the fact that I don't have Jalen Williams as, it's just like, God, what are we doing here? I spend months of content talking this dude up, and I can't even like officially say he's blank, you know. So it's bad. It's bad. But yeah, and you got Trey Murphy, who I really like. I love Okongwu. Yeah, Fan and I very much have similar taste.
Yep.
We don't like the big men as much as Dig does, but Fan's avoid the big men. He's like, oh wait, you guys have your big men. But yeah, I mean, I think Dink's team's really good too. But getting Jalen, getting Trey Murphy, Cam Johnson, I'm really drafting a lot of. I love Okongwu. Yeah, it's just really, really sexy. I if I wasn't trying to build my brand and like say like, hey, I want to draft like all guys and try to get in on, which is like what I do. But yeah, if I didn't have to do content, I would my team would look a lot like Fans.
Fan was just sniping Gallagher left and right and enjoying every moment of it. And I was enjoying it just as much as Fan was.
Do I dare share the picture of Fan roasting me in the worst way I've been roasted?
Yes.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but if you
I know
now you
I don't know. I'll do it, guys. I'm gonna do it.
I mean, now
so I'll set up the story. So Fan and I were hanging out. Mentioned this on a couple shows. Like Fan and I closed down like 2 bars in like or 4 bars in 2 days, and we were drinking. And there were a couple ladies. We were talking and drinking, and we were just talking about this girl who was like pretty good looking. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna we talked to her. I was like, hey, I'm gonna give her a hug. And so Fan with the ultimate roast. Dude, don't put this on Twitter, yo. I'm gonna be really mad if you do. But,
I will never ever do that. I thought this is just.
Well, I don't want to put this on this stream and like someone screenshot me and like, oh yeah. All right. I don't know. I guess I'll do it. All right, fine. Here we go. So Fan roast me like the worst way ever. That's so bad. Like, oh my god, I couldn't even show myself. So I'm taking it down.
This is hold up one more time. The girl on the right is my reaction to you saying that every person is your guy.
Oh no. But it's bad. But she's I didn't even see that. No, that's good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's like, oh yeah, Jay Williams. Oh what?
That's
incredible.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible.
That's the worst I've ever been roasted. So,
I think that's a natural end point for what has been a wonderful.
That was the DMs, and everyone was coming at me. So thicker skin. If I have some bad picks, get me ready.
Fan started the draft with Jalen Williams, finished the draft with just landing and sticking the landing with the DM roast. It's been fun. We've established who our 12 guys are for this NBA season. And if you see any one of us refer to anyone else's guy as their guy, please tag and alert the $50 fine, because we want to rack this up. We want this draft. This draft is for money, just in a different way than we all anticipated. But Fan's
already in for 100 real quick. Just to add that.
Am I? Are we counting that?
Yeah, man.
I'll honor it.
You gotta count that.
I think that's in for 100. I think that was in for both my guys was the quote. I think that's in for 100. So
I'm in for 100.
Rack it up. We will put it in the kitty, and we all have a good fun old time together this summer. All right. For Mike Gallagher, for Chris Lafagas, Justin Fan, Mark Dankenbring, and Gary Hartman's incredibly well-drafted team, I'm Drew Dinkmeyer. Thank you for joining us for the My Guy Draft tonight.